Hello, guys. Man, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate each one of you for your ministry to our kids each week. It's amazing to see week in, week out that you just love on these kids, and we're seeing some unique, special results. This last week, we just had some of our kids being very, very respectful to one of the leaders, Miss Kathy, that came in and shared testimony with them. And Miss Kathy's a little hard to understand because of an injury that she's had. And it was just so cool how the kids were very patient and loving with her and just listened to her. And you know what? That's as a result of a lot of what y'all have done to teach these kids about that and how to respect and how to respect their elders, respect those over them. So thank you for that. This week, what we're talking about, we're still under construction, so we got vests that you can put on. That we had cleaned, so this should be nice and clean. Don't worry about it. Just put a vest on. Our idea is we're talking about Solomon and his wisdom and how he asked God for wisdom, and then God gave it to him. So the opening game that they're playing, one of the activities I think when they come in that I think is cool, we have a bunch of this paper that's grid paper. And I bought a whole stack, about 500 of this grid paper. But what I think would be really cool just to get them started is ask the kids in the morning to draw a picture if they were looking on top of their room. What is on top of the room? Where's the bed, a rug, TV, whatever's in the room. Just something that they can take home. But just get them into the whole construction and what they have to do with blueprints and that kind of thing. The game is they are supposed to break up in groups of 3s. And so what I was planning on doing is having some plastic cloth that we go ahead and leave the 2 tables up that we normally put up. And they're going to have marshmallows and toothpicks. And they just need to build a structure with marshmallows and toothpicks. So I've got 500, I've got 4 boxes of 500 and marshmallows. Now here's what's going to happen as soon as they finish that and do that. It's just all going to be thrown away. We'll judge. Oh yeah, this is great. Oh yeah, this is the highest one. Oh wow, this looks the coolest. And if they do 2 or 3 bedrooms, something like that. So that just something for them to do for 4 or 5 minutes. That is our game time. So that's the big game time. I was trying to think of anything else. The memory verse review, we've been doing this. We'll do this this whole month, that we'll still use the marker board in both rooms to do the memory verse review, where you can put the memory verse on it and have them come over. Next month, we're going to change. We're actually going to be changing the stage a little bit. So in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks from now, we're going to actually raise the stage and add some to the stage. And when we do that, we're probably in the month of October, we may even add a puppet for memory verse review in the younger elementary. And so it'd be something that we'll be adding for that group. Okay, for our memory verse craft at the end is what they're going to be doing is they're going to be making like a traffic cone. We're going to be using tape. I went and got tape this week. So it's a little traffic cone, and it's got the memory verse on it. This is with a toilet roll. And so first they'll need to fill out the memory verse in the right places and put in the right words. So we made it sort of small. And then we'll get the white pieces of paper. So what'll happen is they'll get a cone, toilet paper roll cone. These are actually not from toilet paper. I ordered these from a craft store, so they're not from the toilet, just so you know. And they're actually smaller than the actual one that's a toilet paper roll, so they are little. And then they're going to get a piece of paper that already has the memory verse on it, and they will cut that across and then cut out the round circle, and then we will have them tape everything on. So I bought tape. The other thing I did this week, I threw away all the glue sticks that we've had in both rooms, and I just got all new glue sticks because we've been using glue sticks a lot. Most of those glue sticks I think we have had for almost 2 years, or about a year and a half, since a year and a half ago during VBS. So they were all starting to get dry all about the same time. So the easiest thing is throw them all away, start over. All right. So this Bible story, the big thing about the Bible story that we'll talk about And so let's talk about the Bible story. The Bible story is Solomon asking for wisdom in 1 Kings, the 3rd chapter. And when he asks for wisdom, God gives him a vision of it, of him praying, and he prays to God, and he says, God, just give me wisdom. Don't give me anything else. So read through that story, know it. Understand the second part of the story when he gives the example of that. It says that the two ladies were prostitutes. So easiest thing, just say there was two ladies that, weren't married, or two ladies that came in, baby died. So I think some of that you can skip over. You don't have to read every single thing about that. So read that. Please look over that. Understand the parts in the Bible and the part of the stories that you need to skip, because I think it's critical. These last couple of stories, the last couple of weeks, there's definitely been a few things that we've needed to skip some wording or just change the wording on. So be very, very aware of that when you're saying the Bible story. Read through it ahead of time. Please read through it ahead of time. And on the second part, you can talk about the two ladies getting in a fight. They got in a fight, whose baby, and then Solomon comes out and boom, he asks for a sword and shocks everybody. And I think he did. I think he shocked everybody in the room, because I don't even think his advisors knew what he was going to be doing. Like, we're going to kill a baby today. This is different. And then, of course, he didn't kill the baby. That was the intent, was to find out who really loved the baby. And it was the mother who was willing to give her up for the baby to live. So we have plastic swords in kids' church in the back in our props. So we have plastic swords. So you have plastic sword. So probably what I will need is, I do need y'all, some of y'all, if anybody has two babies, I need some babies that could be used, because the preschool and nursery room, they're probably going to be, they're going to be doing the same story in the preschool room, so you're going to need the babies that are in that room. So there you go. The last one, the video clip that we have are for the call to action time. So let me explain the call to action time. Also, somebody, hey, how has God given you wisdom, and what have you done with the wisdom he's given you? But on the call to action time, there's a video clip that we'll have downloaded. It's going to be on the computers, and it's noise of a construction site. So the idea is you first have them listen to the construction site noise and listen and say, hey, what do you hear? Let's listen to it. Man, that's noisy. Can you imagine being out there? Man, that's crazy. That's really, really noisy. And then after you hear all the noise and all the construction site noise, then you turn it down and say, now we're going to listen to some more. We're going to keep listening to it, but this time I'm going to be talking to you, and I'm going to say some things, and we're going to see how well you can hear what I say. And the idea would be is maybe step to the back of the room, have the kids maybe close their eyes, and you step away from them and make for sure the sound is up. But then you say, and I got a couple of ideas of sentences that you could say, God listens to your prayers. So you'd say that, God listens to your prayers. God loves answering your prayers. But if you say it in just a very normal whisper voice, then you turn down the music, the sound, and say, man, was that hard to hear? And hopefully the idea would be is it was very hard or very difficult for them to hear because of all the noise. And then you relate that to God. Here it says 1 John 5:14 through 15, and we can be confident that he hears us whenever we ask him for anything. And so the fact of it is heaven, as beautiful as heaven is, it's not so noisy that God won't stop and listen and hear your prayers. And he'll hear your prayers too. So he hears my prayers. He's going to hear your prayers. He's answering your prayers and the things that are on your heart. And so the thing of it is, he's going to do that. We can be confident that God's going to answer their prayers too. So it's going to be a beautiful time. And then right then, I want that right then, as soon as you say that, hey, you know what? We can be confident. Right here, the scripture says we can be confident. You can be confident. I can be confident. God's going to answer prayer. What prayer do you need God to answer in your life right now today? Let's bow our heads. Close our eyes. Boom. Right now, do you need God to answer a prayer? I just want you to think, do you need prayer? Just think about it. Do you need God to answer a prayer? Is there a certain special need and you need God to answer it right now? And just have them with their eyes closed, and you begin, and then let them, if they raise their hand, have them raise their hand, have them respond by raising their hand. And then, okay, we're going to come around. If you raised your hand, we're going to come to you and we're going to pray for you. Okay, it's a simple way you can do that. Instead of having them come to you, say, hey, if you raised your hand, we're going to come over to you as a leader and we're going to pray for you. We're going to ask you how we can pray for you, and we're going to pray for you. So there you are. There's this week's review. This is September the 14th, under construction, and it is Solomon Asked for Wisdom. Hey, we need the wisdom just like Solomon needed it. We need it too. And I'm believing God to answer your prayers, to take care of you for whatever needs. We've got some people coming up, going to have surgery. Miss Emma Nutt's going to be having surgery on the 17th. So we'll be praying for her. There's others that man, in our church are just always having, some needs going on, things going on that we're praying with them about. So love you guys. Thank you again. For loving these kids and serving these kids so well. I'm so excited. I love being here because of y'all. All right. See ya Sunday.